All right. So after what's it doing moving, being a mover for a day, and the couple days before, Monday and Tuesday, I did pretty light workouts. Even though I did like a class workout afterwards, there were 2 days. I felt pretty good today. At least I felt good enough to do a pretty in-depth pull day. I did a lot heavier on the hang clean than I usually do. The hang clean into a squat. I got all the way up to 135 plus 40, 175. Yeah, 175, which is more than I usually do. Um, I only did like 3 sets of two, something like that. I guess we'll see. This is 135, I think. Um, Anyway, I was able to do a little bit more for the hang clean into the pool, or hang clean into a squat. Um, I think I do want to get like landing pads before I start doing like attempting a two plate, 225 hang clean. I don't know exactly how it would go. When I was deadlifting 225 today, I was feeling and I was like, wow, like hang cleaning this would be difficult. Very difficult for me. So unclear exactly how well that would go. I'd probably fail, but I would love to try it. See if I'm able to get it up. I think I would have to rely on like the weightlifting aspect of it, the technique. Just pulling it up as high as I can and then just catching it under, which is always fun to do. But I mean, these hang cleans, I'm basically just throwing it up all the way, barely getting under it at all. I haven't been practicing the catching it aspect of it. I suppose like the front squat, I've been doing a lot of front squats, and that's like good for the catching aspect of the hang clean. Um, Practicing front squatting is really good for that catching part, um, and getting under the weight. Um, but yeah, I mean, this is pretty much like poor form, hang cleaning. If I was like really like working on my form, well, I would probably be throwing it under and then trying to catch it. Um, yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about my hang cleans. Um, I think, yeah, I mean that's kind of it, honestly, as far as the hang clean goes. I could be doing a lot more like high rep stuff, um, just trying to get like the full body workout aspect of it. But I really feel like doing heavier weights. Um, I don't know. It is a good litmus test. Um, is litmus test the right metaphor? I mean, yeah, it's just a good test to see like how strong I'm getting. Um, just like seeing how much I can hang clean. But yeah, I do really want to try 225 soon. You can see that even with the 275, like when I'm catching it, yeah, you can see it kind of takes me back a little bit. I remember when I was like, oof, I don't remember, probably like 15, 16, probably like 15. I tried to do 135 hang clean and it knocked me back and I fell all the way down. Um, yeah, I also probably weighed like maybe like 120 pounds or something like that. Like I weighed very little back then and I just got knocked all the way back. Yeah, because I was lifting with my friend and I was trying to impress him. And yeah, I totally knocked myself back. All right, so this is some of the banded work I did for my rear delts. I did try. I mean, was it? I talked about before, but focusing on like the coming back part of it, controlling it on the concentric. No, concentric, isometric, eccentric. Oh yeah, focusing on slowing down on the eccentric movement. Um, that way, like I'm not just letting the band collapse in on itself. I'm controlling it on the way down. Yeah, the was it? This is more or less like work I do to prepare for the deadlift. Um, yeah, and I was able. Yeah, I also did some other stuff that I didn't record. Um, I was doing basically using a foam roller and doing some like they're not Romanian deadlifts, but like that movement pattern of yeah, the Romanian deadlift movement pattern is rubbing my forearms against the roller and just focusing on keeping my core tight, stuff like that. Basically just like priming the movement. I didn't record that though. I already have a lot of footage as it is. One of these days I'll verify my profile and I'll get a bunch of, I'll just have like 20-minute videos. But honestly, talking for 15 minutes already is pretty difficult figuring out what I'm going to say, especially in one take. So yeah, I mean, I was really feeling it in my rear delts. I was actually focusing a little bit more on those later sets on like going past, like, going all the way back, hands to the wall, and then like kind of moving back a little bit more. I could feel a little bit more rear delt activation when I'm like going as like, I don't know, basically as far as I can to the wall. I was able to get like a lot of burning. And I guess this is more like a real exercise as opposed to the Romania deadlifts where I didn't do anything. No weight, just the foam roller. I really got to get that burn. This is like a real exercise. I really was able to work out my rear delts. And I did a little bit more work. I did, barbell bent over rows. And that also hits the rear delts pretty good. I was feeling it a lot. Although you'll see during the barbell bent over rows, I think I was using my arm a lot because I got a very good like bicep pump while I was doing it. I felt my biceps doing a lot of the movement aspect of it. Anyway, you can kind of see during these last few reps, I was really feeling a burn in my rear delts. Yeah, and then moving on to the deadlifts. So before I was saying how I want to fix my deadlift form so that I don't have my butt coming up before my back, but I think it's just I just have to do it, I just have to put on weight, start like working out as much as I can, and eventually my muscles will get stronger in my back and I'll be able to be better with the form. But constantly doing low weights, high rep, it just isn't the best way to go about it. I also did go straight from 135 to 225, which probably I shouldn't have done. I should have gone to 185. So let me think. Let me look at this form real quick. It's not bad. If I did any more weight, more than 225, this is all I did. I think I did however many sets of 4. It would have hurt a lot more. But I was really focusing on, driving through with my legs, trying to focus on that part of the movement, kind of consider that. That's like what's going through my mind. Obviously keeping my chest up as much as I can. But with the fatigue, you can see my form does get a little bit worse. This second set, you can see my butt goes up before my back. But these are like minor details. I just have to focus on like doing the actual lifting, and I'll get stronger as it progresses. Of course, a lot of like, I'm not gonna do like three plates with this poor form, but constantly doing just like one plate or 35 pounds on each side, it's not gonna get me stronger. And of course I want to keep considering having good form and stuff like that, so I don't like round my back and actually hurt myself. But I mean, my back's rounding a little bit, but it's not to the point that I'm gonna actually like herniate a disc or something along those lines, which I think is probably the biggest concern, besides like tearing your bicep. But I'm not even doing weights that would even come close to tearing my bicep. Anyway, these are the bent over rows. I really felt it in my arms. I should have tried to like mentally think about using my shoulders a lot more on these bent over rows. But yeah, I mean, it really wasn't. I was feeling a burn in my biceps, and I wasn't really considering it enough. Yeah, I was still feeling pretty good at this point in the weightlifting. But you'll see the last thing being the pull ups probably was, I think it's not as smart. I think in future back days, pull days, I'm going to be doing the pull ups in the front part of my lifting. That way I'm able to work them out harder because I was dying at that point. Also, during these last two sets, I do 15 instead of 10. Doing 10 was good, but I didn't really get that burn, um, that muscle, that muscle pain. Carlos making an appearance in the background. Um, yeah, so I was just doing 15. The first set was a 10. The other next two were 15. But yeah, I was really feeling it in my arms. I was using my bicep a little bit too much. And I was also focusing on going all the way down while I'm doing the bent over row. That way I have like the full movement of it. Yeah. So the first set of pull-ups, I actually felt pretty good. I do 12 instead of 10 because I felt like I could do it. I was really focusing on trying not to use momentum, trying to go down all the way. But yeah, I do go down most of the way. These last few reps don't really count because I didn't get my chin over the bar. But just like still attempting it is good enough. It'll contribute to muscle growth. I was back and forth about whether or not I should put on the weighted vest in order to get like a little bit more muscle activation. But the fact that, you gotta walk before you can run. I still think that doing like 4 sets of 5 with the weighted vest on would be good for muscle growth. But just for today at least, I tried to do 3 sets of 10, but I did not do 10 on this last one. I probably should have given myself a little bit more time in between sets, but I literally only did 5, and I'm using momentum, and I couldn't, I was just not feeling it. Okay, that's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow.